Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Cyber Secrets. In this episode, we're going to talk about some Wi-Fi attack tools. The first one is going to be Reaver Pro, then the Wi-Fi Pineapple Mark V, and then the Make It Your Own Raspberry Pi with a little Kali Linux installed on it. So let's get going. What's unique about Reaver Pro is it specifically targets WPS keys on WPA encrypted networks. And for $1.99, it's actually a pretty decent tool for any pen tester's arsenal. You set it up and just let it do its thing. It's actually pretty decent. For example, if you have a WPS key on a target, it may take anywhere from 4 to 10 hours to crack into it, sometimes longer. Now let's take a look at the interface to the Reaver Pro. It's actually pretty simple stupid. Once you log in, it scans the entire area, and then you pick the specific one that you want to attack. For example, this one right here, this is mine. So I'll go ahead and hit play, and then it starts the attack. And this can take anywhere from a couple hours. Unfortunately, it can take up to a couple days. Now let's take a quick look at the history button. So you can see this one right here. This is another one I own. It did take a couple days to finally get this one. As you can see, it did get the pen. With that said, simple stupid. They do have sales every once in a while, so instead of the $1.99, I have seen it as cheap as $69 plus shipping. So it is a really good resource for doing wireless assessments. The Wi-Fi Pineapple is actually a really good deal. It's less than $100 and it has a lot of capability. The thing that I like the most about it is the capability of doing pre-programmed dip switches. So if you have the battery, you just plug it in, you put the dip switches there, wait a few minutes, it turns on, then it starts doing whatever attack you wanted. Now let's take a look at my Wi-Fi Pineapple Mark V. I've added a little bit more than it basically comes with by default from the Pineapple Bar. The Pineapple Bar is kind of like its own app store. For example, there's SSL strip, there's TCP dump, there's the random roll, which I do have running right now. I'll show you here in just a minute. And there's also a site survey. What I like about the site survey is after you give it time, all the access points that it's seen within range with the antennas that it came by default, you can see right here. With that said, go ahead and close out of here. There's also Reaver Pro. The difference between the Reaver Pro one here and the Reaver Pro 2 that we showed before comes down to this is a lot more manual configured. The other one is simple stupid. It's automatically running. This one you actually have to work through. With that said, I do have it's called the random roll running in the background. So right now what I'm going to do is go directly to the website. I'm going to close out of here. As you can see with that website, if I was to do a man-in-the-middle attack with this Wi-Fi Pineapple, then anybody going to pretty much any website or specific ones that I was trying to redirect them from could get rickrolled or have half a dozen other types. For example, let's go to the random roll. It has the rickroll, it has the good old cat, and the good old banana. So with that said, there's a lot of things that the Wi-Fi Pineapple can do just right out of the box. Now I'd like to talk about the Rasberry Pi. This is a relatively cheap board and is built off the ARM architecture. There's a lot of things you could add to it, and it's a completely customized area. There's a lot of groups that can help you specifically design what you want to get out of it. One of the distributions that I like the most is Kali Linux. Kali Linux is based off Debian. The benefit of this one is it has a lot of attack tools, forensics tools, security tools, and other utilities that can definitely help you in investigations and security testing. So you're going to go to Downloads and then into the Custom Images area, and when you scroll down you can see there's a lot of different variations of that same distribution. What we're going to focus on is the Kali Linux 1.0.6a Raspberry Pi image. Basically, at this point, what you would do is download that file and then copy it to an SD card. You can do that through DD, through Linux, or through other usable utilities. Once it's on the SD card, you're good to go. The biggest benefit about Kali is it has pretty much everything you need for an assessment or wireless attacks, things in that aspect, right out of the box. So once you download it, put it onto an SD card, it works great with Raspberry. The problem comes down with the Raspberry in general is it's just a piece of hardware. You have to add everything yourself. Now that we've covered all those tools, what I did want to mention is that there's a lot of things that you can use out there. Some help for automation, such as the Reaver. Some help for complete power, such as the Raspberry all the way through Kali. With that said, whatever tool you use, happy hunting!
If you'd like to learn more about advanced information security, InfoSec Institute is a great resource at infosecinstitute.com.